Hey Mead friends! Today we're going to share with you the 6S method of mead appreciation. A quick and easy tool you can use anytime you're drinking mead or sharing mead with friends to understand the world of mead better and navigate it joyfully. So jump in, pour a glass of mead, and get ready to learn the 6S method of mead appreciation. We'll be drinking Wildflower Dry today, which is a mead that we typically have available, and we're just releasing this batch this week. So we're going to do some tasting notes on it and prepare you to enjoy it while we teach you the 6S method along the way. Or if you already know the 6S method, you'll just be able to refer to this video for tasting notes on Wildflower Dry. So the first S of the 6S method is sight. How does the mead in your glass look? It's going to prepare you for taking it into your body when you know what it looks like. So we're paying attention to color, we're paying attention to clarity, we're paying attention to carbonation, and we're paying attention to density or thickness. So color, this is a nice golden color. Clarity, when you hold it up to the light, if the light is brighter when it goes through the liquid, then the clarity of that liquid is brilliant. If you can see your fingerprints through it, then it's clear. If you can't, then it's cloudy. And that prepares you for a flavor profile that you're going to drink when you put it in your mouth. Second to last is carbonation. So we've got a nice little lace of bubbles, but it's not creating a constant stream of bubbles, so it's not quite sparkling. It's more like petulant, which is below sparkling but above still. And then finally, viscosity or density. You might want to swirl your mead around in the glass and see how it sheets or ropes or creates legs. We don't have any legs to speak of here, but we do have a little bit of viscosity. Some liquid is holding on to the wall of the glass, so that means there's going to be some mouthfeel and some texture, but it's not going to be super robust probably. All right, so now we'll move on to the second S. Our second S is sniff. So we're going to sniff this mead before we dive into sipping it. And again, sniffing prepares our body for what we're going to put in our mouth. There's a couple ways to sniff. You can just take some quick little puffs like that, or you can put your nose all the way in the glass and take a big old inhale. And both of them will give you different bits of information, and I recommend doing both. Start with the light sniff and then go for the deeper one, or start with the deep one and go for the light one. So the first thing that I noticed is this floral richness, and it's intense. It's a lot of layers. There's something bright and floral, and then there's something wow, rich and floral. And the honey comes from the Brazilian rainforest, so there's going to be a lot of different flowers and the nectar that creates the honey, and it's all organic. So you're basically drinking the rainforest, and sniffing this is in a way, being in a rainforest that's full of flowers. The part of our brain that smells things is right next to the part of our brain that remembers things. So sometimes finding words to explain what you're smelling can be a little overwhelming and difficult at first. A trick that we recommend is to think of things that you remember or that the smells remind you of, and then go from there. So when I sniff this, I smell bouquets, like when I was dating girls and I would buy them bouquets. I also smell perfume, like white flower, red flower perfume. Whew. And then there's something almost geranium, which I guess is a white flower, but it's that rich, intense, calla lily aroma and bouquet. There's a lot going on in there. So I'm excited to move on to the next S, which is sip. Our third S is sip. So with sip, you're just going to pay attention to the first impression you get when it crosses your lips. The French wine drinkers call this the attack. They usually use adjectives that would describe activity or action. In America, we typically describe flavors with reference to other foods, like fruit and culinary experiences. And in China, they describe wine in mathematical and geometric language. So it's pretty wild. There's a lot of different ways to experience what you're going to experience, but your experience is unique to you, and no one can tell you that you're wrong. It's up to you to just find the words to share it with the world, your friends, whomever you're going to be sharing this glass of mead with. So, sip. Rich is the first note that I get. Wow. But we're going to move on to the next S's after that. Woo! There's a lot there. All right, so rich, like that floral bouquet really gives way to this richness, intensity, that we'll dive into with the next S's. So the next S after sip is swish. When you watch people who are advanced wine drinkers drink wine, they swish it all around their mouth and they even aerate it. So that's what we're gonna do. Your mouth has taste buds on the inside of your gums and the upper palate and underneath your tongue, even in your cheeks. When you swish the mead around, you're gonna expose your taste buds all throughout your mouth to the mead, and you're gonna get way more information from it. You're also gonna blow off any CO2, carbon dioxide, that's in the liquid, which then allows you to lean forward, purse your lips like you're taking a straw in your lips, and suck in air like you're sucking in air through a straw. When you do that, it's gonna turn the liquid into a gas, because that air is gonna grab the liquid molecules and make them float up into your nasal cavity, which is this part of your head where part of your brain, the olfactory bulb, hangs out, touching the nasal cavity. So that liquid that becomes a gas is going to go into your head and it's going to touch your brain. And then you're going to get a lot more experience and information from the mead when you do that, and a lot more joy and fun to share with your friends. So here it goes. Swish. Holy smokes. There's so much there. This is still a little young, so some of the notes aren't quite as integrated as they will be as this ages, but it is really pleasant to drink and has a lot of layers to it as is. As it ages, those notes will pull together even more, but what I'm getting is like saffron and this really rich, like caramelized, this is kind of like caramelized apricot, and then the floral notes come out all around the top, and they're really perfumey. So if you can imagine saffron, caramelized apricot, and floral perfume, that would be close to what this experience is. And as it ages, I'm imagining those pieces will pull together even more and create a more smooth, round transition between those notes. But it's drinking well now, so that's good. So our fifth S is swallow. After we swished, we're gonna swallow, and our brain turns off a mechanism that it's always running when there's something in our mouth, which is the "is this gonna kill me" mechanism. And the "is this gonna kill me" mechanism is pretty incredible. It is scanning for known poisons, basically. And usually it's the thing that makes you spit things out that are like, whoa, that tastes like it's gonna kill me. Once you decide that this isn't gonna kill me and you decide to swallow it, once you decide that it's not gonna kill you and you decide to swallow it, then your brain opens up to experiencing more of the flavors that it was minimizing in the background before you decided to swallow. So swallow is our fifth S, and we're gonna, sniff, sip, swish, swallow, and we're gonna talk about that experience of swallowing this mead. Wow. This big brightness comes through. You get this sense of richness and floral note and tartness and a little bit of yeast and fermentation note. But I think it pulls together, and I think as it ages, it'll pull together even more finely. Our final S, our sixth S, is savor. So the mead has gone into your body, and now it's a part of you. Whoa, 10,000 flower visits in one sip, 1,000,000 flower visits in a bottle. Now that is in your body, becoming a part of you. And savor is the moment to pause and reflect on, how does this make me feel? How does the act of savoring this experience make me aware of what I am feeling. So, yeah, when I move to savor this, it is this sense of like, wow, there's so much richness going on in here. There's so much flavor and complexity and beauty. And I want to dance with somebody. And I want to share this with people and get them to see that mead is a beautiful thing. And when we drink it and share it with each other, it makes us aware of the beauty of this life. So, cheers. Thanks for joining us to learn the 6S method of mead appreciation, which, to recap, are sight, sniff, sip, swish, swallow, and savor. We hope that using the 6S method helps you to navigate the mead world and find your joy in it and share it with others so that you see that 10,000 flower visits in one sip means this world is a beautiful and abundant place and you get to create it with your loved ones. Cheers.